Hey there, I'm going to teach you 38 travel hacks that are going to save you so much money on your next trip. I have travel hacks to help you pack. I have travel hacks for airport security, and I have some hacks that you can use while you are in the airplane that are going to save you money. The number one travel hack for this year is to pack your beauty blender or makeup sponge in an Easter egg that has the 2 holes for breathing that will help it dry out. Another travel hack for this high quality plastic container normally used for gum is to pack crayons in it and let your children choose 10 colors to pack in there. Another travel hack for packing is to pack shoes in 3 different ways. Pack them in a shower cap, pack them in a free produce bag from your grocery store or your supermarket, as my friends in the north say. And then you can also use the free newspaper bag that's in your driveway to pack your shoes. A travel hack that I learned after about 10 years of flying as a pilot wife. I've had to pack in a carry-on suitcase for 20 years now. So I have learned from my mistakes and from my awesome comments that people leave on my videos. But I have learned to pack my liquid containers horizontally instead of vertically like the cute pictures show. You save money. You can pack you save space. You can pack more containers if you pack them horizontally. I know. Another travel hack is to use a 100% cotton sock to pack your curling iron if it is still hot. I normally do not, but now ever since I've been traveling with my mom, she uses a wet wash rag to cool down her curling iron. It kind of makes me think, it could melt the plastic of my compression cubes, for instance. Or you can just pack the little container that is made like from quilt material. I have one from Vera Bradley that I love. Here's some travel hacks to pack clothes. That would be a soft-sided lunchbox or sheets. You know how sheet sets come in a plastic container? Even Amazon bags are so well made. Pack clothes in there if you don't want to spend the money on compression cubes. You can also just tear off a piece of 6 inches of blue tape and stick that onto the outside of your suitcase. If it's blue, choose another color. And that way it's just more easily identifiable in baggage claim. Another classic travel hack is to soak cotton balls in makeup remover and then pack them in a little plastic bag, not counting as liquids. So therefore you don't have to pack this in your liquids bag. And this is 3.75 fluid ounces. That would be too big anyway. And a lot of you know the classic travel hack to put moisturizer in a contact case. To me, I need a little more than that. And then another travel hack that is old is using a little square of saran wrap or plastic baggie corner and just putting those over your containers. However, I do not use, where did that go? I do not recommend using the kind of containers that just have a screw top. Mine are from Human Gear. They're the Go Tube containers. They do come in different sizes, but they have like a double locking system and they can screw on. I have never had a leak in one of those containers. If you don't want to spend the money on those kind of Go Tube containers, just use the saran wrap or plastic baggie corner hack. Some of these travel hacks are so easy. You're like, why did it take me so many years to figure this out? But about 2 years ago, I figured out this packing hack for my shoes. You do not have to pack them together in a shoe container. Pack some in the outer flap of your suitcase. If you have that, pack them around the edges. Pack them in the inside pocket if it's large enough or if your shoe is flat enough. And then just pack it in the shoe bag, whatever type you like. Or the hacks that I mentioned earlier. You can cover a disposable razor with a bulldog clip. Disposable razors and the electric razors are allowed in carry-on bags, and the TSA does not need to see them. A straight blade razor is not allowed in either bag. One makeup packing hack is to just scoop up some Vaseline, because it lasts forever, and then pack that in a little plastic tube, and then that can be your eye makeup remover. Another travel hack for the airport security line for the TSA is if you like to wear sandals when you're going onto the airplane, pack a pair of socks that you would easily throw away and wear those over your feet through security when you would have gone barefooted. And then when you're through, toss those into the trash can, or use an antibacterial wipe if you do go barefooted to wipe off your foot. One tip for going through airport security is to go to tsa.gov, and then in the top right corner is a little section called What Can I Bring? You just type in your persnickety item and they will tell you if it's allowed in carry-on and your checked luggage, or in either or. Another hack that I just thought of in this year is to use a carabiner hook if you do not have a liquids bag with a hook, but this is just for if you do not have pre-check. You're going to attach your liquids bag to the outside of your backpack, let's say. And that way you just unhook it and put it in the gray bin. You don't have to truffle? You don't have to sort through your personal item bag to find your liquids bag. It's easily accessible. I know a lot of people are stressed and they feel like they're in a hurry, me included sometimes, in the airport security line. So that's just a hack, especially if you do not have pre-check. Then you must know this travel tip, and that is always get organized with where you put your identification, your liquids bag. Put those essentials in a secure location right after security, and then you can enjoy the rest of your vacation. Here's some travel hacks you may want to use in the airplane. I think they're going to help you when you're flying mid-flight. If you have a nice passenger who lifts your suitcase into the overhead bin or helps you out in some way, even a crew member, give them a packet of gum. It's just easier for people who are being kind to accept that as a payment or a thank you versus like a $5 bill. However, if you are using the wheelchair services or things like that, do tip them like $5, $3 maybe. Another travel hack that will help you mid-flight is to pack a pillowcase, even a child-size pillowcase. And then when you get on the airplane, put your winter jacket in there to use as a pillow, or to protect it from germs when you throw it in the overhead bins. Or you can also try stuffing your pillowcase with some clothes, like some sweaters, some sweatshirts that you're going to use on your vacation, and the airline may think it's just a pillow. I know that Spirit and Frontier are very strict. You can also try packing clothes in a travel blanket case, and they'll think it's a travel blanket, but Spirit Airlines is making you now pay for that, as well as a neck pillow case, travel case. You can put clothes in there, but they are making you pay for that extra item. But that's just a hack you might want to try. Let me know if it has worked on your airline and tell us which one. One travel hack my husband, as a pilot, learned. He was opening salad dressing. You know, they come in those little pull-off tops. Well, he was pulling it off, and because of the air pressure, the salad dressing squirted on his shirt. And just so you know, pilots do not wear a clean shirt with their uniform every time. He'll wear that like all 4 days while he's flying, but he has a backup in case that salad dressing fiasco happens in his suitcase. They look nice, but sometimes they're not very clean, like a lot of men. I do have a video that I will put up here in the iCards for you, as well as in the description paragraph below, that tells you a little bit about his job as a pilot, if that interests you. I know a lot of people are interested in that. But the travel hack is to turn the cup away from you, like I did with this Chick-fil-A delicious sauce. You open it with where if it squirts open, it's going to squirt on the tray table or the seat back in front of you, not your travel outfit. If you forget to pack your phone prop or your iPad prop, you can also just use the cheaper sunglasses, like the Tom Cruise sunglasses from Risky Business. Those, you can put them upside down and your phone will sit on there as a phone prop. Or you can open the in-flight magazine and use the spine of that. If your case for your phone is like sticky almost, it'll sit up. If you're traveling with kids, a little travel hack is to poke a hole in the top of a plastic baggie. My phone does not fit inside this plastic baggie, so make sure your phone or your kid's phone that they're using does fit. But you're gonna put that in the plastic baggie, and then you have this little hole to stick the tray table hook onto, and they can watch it from there. but I think it's just easier to buy them their electronics and their headphones and be less stressed. One travel hack that I use in the airplane is to cut a piece of the drawer liner, that spongy type liner, and use that for your cup holder, because some of those plastic cups are so slippery, and if it's bumpy in the air, it just helps. Here are some travel hacks you can use while you are on your vacation, either in a hotel or a resort or a rental house. My favorite travel hack is from a flight attendant from 7 years ago when I started this YouTube channel, and that is to use the pants coat hanger that's in your hotel room as an object to keep the hotel curtains closed, because sometimes that sunlight comes through and wakes you up on your vacation. Another travel hack is to use washi tape, little cute washi tape, or the blue tape that I mentioned earlier, to organize your cords. You can see that on this little charger, I've got the popsicle tape, and then that tape will match the cord that it goes with while I'm in flight. Sometimes the airplane is so dark and you've got to find your cords in a dark bag or a well-lit bag like this. It just helps having that organization for you. Another travel hack is to pack just a few Post-it notes. The hack is to use these to cover the hotel room clock that's blaring bright at night. If only we could cover the fire alarm light that blinks. Oh my word, it drove me crazy. You can also cover the microwave light or the TV bright light that is on during the night, or the peephole. One travel hack for safety is to put the do not disturb sign on your hotel room doorknob while you are out touring. You can also keep the TV or radio, the clock radio on. Another travel hack is to pack a little doorstop wedge, the old-timey ones, just to slow someone down if they are entering your hotel room by accident or as a thief. I do not like the hotel room thing that's on sale. It is so heavy and hard to use, but if you are a solo traveler, that's fine. I do have a video on anti-theft tips so that you will not get robbed. I will link that video for you as well. If you're traveling with daughters, I suggest using the ironing board in the room as an extension of your countertop, but be respectful of the people after you and have your hand towels laid on top of that ironing board so no makeup gets on there that could stain someone's shirt the next day. You can pack a peanut butter lid for 2 reasons. 1, it is a bright color, and 2, because it's a bright color, you will not forget the jewelry that you've put in there or your key card or something like that. If you're renting a house, I suggest packing some suction cups for the wet bathing suits or the beach towels that you're going to need to dry. And another travel hack is to pack plastic baggies for 3 very important reasons. If you're renting a condo or a house on vacation, a plastic bag will help you store leftovers. It will help you marinate chicken that I've totally forgotten about. If you're taking a picnic, you can pack your sandwiches in there and a little Sharpie, write whose is whose. While you're down at the beach, you can pack your credit card if you need that inside a sunglasses case. Another travel hack for while you're on vacation is for dressier shoes. You want to use hair clips or those little, like the flat clips with some jewelry on it on your ballet flats. I thought that was a smart travel hack. If you like to not wear socks while you're on vacation in Europe or something, if you're at an amusement park all day or touring Europe all day, even if you are wearing socks, these cheap insoles are so great because they do absorb sweat and you can throw them away when you're done with them. They kind of protect your shoes. Here are just 3 of the ways to hide money. That is to hide money in between the Kleenexes of your tissue packet. And then you can also pack money in an empty lip balm container, like your chapstick container. And then another hack for hiding cash is to put it in between the padding of your sports bra. One other travel hack is to make sure you take a picture of your hotel room and write down the address just in case you get lost or for the Uber driver when you're coming back. And then also take a picture of where you have parked in the parking garage. Another travel hack is to save those hotel cleaning bags. They're so big, but they will also help you pack wet bathing suits, wet towels, or if you're going on a ski trip, the pants or the snow boots that are a little wet still when it's time to go home. All right, I hope these travel hacks help. Please look at the comments below because they are smarter than me. They've picked up more experience and they're gonna leave you lots of tips and tricks for your next trip. You will find every one of the links that I've talked about, the videos, in the description box, or I've put them in the first comment to help it be more easy to find. You get to the description box though, it's a paragraph and it's right above the t-shirts that I designed for this channel, like this one. You're going to click on the first sentence and that will show the entire paragraph with everything linked, including the helpful travel tip videos. If you need to know how I packed in only an underseat suitcase, and I packed 8 outfits in there, I will link that video right up there for you.